get out the grease gun. We will. Oh, jeez, these are expensive things to fix, man. That one we did fix, so that's fine. Oh, that's 42% diesel left. That's fine. Oh, my head's in the house. So, and we've already figured out we can go out this way and complete the circle. It's the circle of life. The dirt track down to 57. I think from my farm I can actually run through 102, 103, come out the bottom there. 57. Oh yeah, run down to there and then through that field, and straight down there. Because there is a farmyard down there. Let's try that. I could probably set the worker off to drive me there. So, oh, that field's still got maize in it. Sunflowers. And it looks like that's an opening to 57, so we can probably drive through that grass field. And there's another opening over there, so we'll do that. That puts us in 58. There's an opening. Am I making a big mistake here? Well, there's definitely a gap. Oh yeah, there's a track to the left. Ooh, tight turn. Tight turn back. And we're in the yard. And then this will just take us straight over there to the lane opposite. And just follow the track. Yay. Awesome stuff. And just to think, Jeremy Clarkson can't build a farm track on his farm without permission. And turn on. Please turn on. Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to grab the between the rows bits. And then we'll finish off. Well, we'll get onto this end, I guess. Looks like I have kind of had to do that along the top there as well, but I'm not gonna worry too much about that. We'll take out the short row. How are we doing? 12:15 real time, near enough. I need to start thinking about lunch and stuff, but we have this contract complete. I will check on the income that we're going to get from it. So this is going to pay out 15,000. I'm gonna finish it before I save and log out, because we have had the situation in the past where if you complete a contract and then don't claim it, everything's lost. It's just deleted at 100% complete. So one of the ways around that is to just don't deliver the contract until you're ready to. So if you're doing a harvesting contract, do all of the harvest, drop it off in your farm silo. That then lets you, you can save the game, you can go and do real world stuff, you can come back later, you load the game in, the contract is not registered as complete, so you just pick up all of the material you have in your silo and take it off to the sell point in one trip. And, just make sure you've got enough time to do it all before you have to log out again. But I did have a couple of contracts on Maypole where I took I took 3 contracts, borrowed equipment for one of the contracts, did 2 of them because of the way the game randomly picks which contract it's going to pay out on. It paid out on the contract that I claimed the equipment for, and then I had to go and do things like go shopping or whatever, and when I reloaded the game, that completed contract ended. I hadn't completely harvested the field, I don't think. I was in the middle of harvesting the field, and it deleted the contract, it deleted all of the equipment for the contract, so I lost what was in the grain cart that I'd already harvested for the contract, and I didn't have any equipment to finish harvesting that field, so it was kind of, okay, fine, thank you very much for that. So because of that, I now make sure that I've always got time to finish the contract. If I don't have the time to finish the contract, I will stop delivery at 80% done, so I can go and cut the grass in the yard or go shopping or something like that. Speaking of which, we do have to go shopping today. It's a day to do a trip to Sam's and fill up the pantry a bit. That will be happening shortly. I'm guessing the kids are all eating right now. Oh, this great long trip just for £3,500. We got at least one more. So I'm already 70 over with this load. Yes, I haven't. Oh, now, of course, the other thing is our silage is finished fermenting, so we could deliver that any time. We've only got the small grain cart to deliver it in, and that doesn't retrofit to a forage wagon, so it's like 18,000 litres. I think, as I said, we'll probably start that on September 3. I'm not sure how much I will save between sessions. I may sell the silage. We already know it's approximately £100,000. I may buy a couple of small pieces of equipment that we can use around the farm for the stuff that we're actually doing now. Now the forage harvesters. I have these two. This one is 410 horsepower, so it's kind of small 6-row corn header. That's not great. It does have the mower thing, the direct disc, which allows me to cut the grass and what have you. I could go to this one. It's 100,000. It has very slightly more horsepower. And it does let me use a 4.5 metre header rather than the other one used. Oh, that's 5.3. Oh, that's 5.3. Oops. Back. That one is only 4.5. Maybe the cheap one. 60,000 with the 6-row header is the way we want to go for foraging. Well, who expected that? But yeah, we'll definitely be silaging the maize probably after I've fertilised it. So with the money we're making today and the money we make from selling silage, I will have a sprayer on the farm next time. I may do a little bit of a delay, an early visit to the farm, so we'll come in towards the end of September so I can spray the maize and do some other things, but maybe late September 4, and then we'll move into October 1 and look at foraging our maize and filling what will be the empty silage bunker that we have. So the next question is, how on earth do you get into this cornfield? And we should get one more growth from the grass field, semi-September. But obviously, as we get closer to winter, the daylight hours are going to get significantly shorter. Heck, I'm already noticing here in Michigan that it's dark when I start streaming outside. It's just about not dark, whereas a month ago I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning and it was daylight outside. Now not so much. We're getting very close to I'm starting to stream in the dark. And this map being Scotland and further north, our winter night times are going to be very, very long. Ooh, it's close to rain time. I believe we said the rain was going to start about 7. So I guess I'll probably buy that grass roller because it's dirt cheap used. It'll work well on the Kubota, and we'll be able to try out the theory that it makes grass grow faster. And in spite of the fact someone's said as much, I would like to have personal confirmation. Personal confirmation is either you demonstrate it to me on your YouTube video that that's how it works, or I'm going to do it myself. But I'm not going to take your word for it. So that's kind of the thing with Disturb Simulations. Investigation on how to handle weeds, and the whole thing of, well, if you just use mechanical weeding devices, you're going to get a much better yield no matter whether you're playing precision farming or not, than you are with spraying the field. So get yourself a mechanical weeder. If you want to max out your environmental score, see what it takes to spray the weeds. Or see what it takes to spray non-existent weeds. Once you've taken the weeds off the field, go out there and spray it and see if you can adjust your environmental score that way. Looks like this is the final load. That's good. There's a couple of patches of grass down near the field entrance. Not large, but we'll grab what we can before we leave. So there's that big unrowed patch there. It definitely needs to come with us. Where are we up to? 31.5. Grab that. And that. And that bit, and we are out of here. I will probably miss that. The odd thing about this loading wagon is the pickup is trailing. So if I lower it, you see it's way back under the bed of the trailer, where a lot of them are an attachment on the front of the trailer. So you kind of have to drive a little bit further than you feel you would normally in a normal wagon. And most of the time I use the little pottage wagons with a little 150 horsepower tractor, because I'm not hauling this amount of material usually. Now this farm we are going to be, and I'm pleasantly surprised by this map. I was thinking we're going to be very limited in the size of equipment I can run, because field entrances, and it's a typical UK map. Fields are going to be of varying sizes, but typically on the smaller side and typically surrounded by hedges. And I've been pleasantly surprised that the fields are quite open. Obviously there are hedges, and on some of the pastures, keep going, some of the pastures they're very restrictive, but I think that's because they're supposed to be animal pens on those pastures. But in general, the arable fields are awesome. The grass fields are awesome, and this tractor is small-ish. So there's definitely room for bigger equipment on the farm. Would I get a quad track? I don't know. No, probably not. I don't like quad tracks. I get Class Arian over a quad track. I get a tracked Class Arian over a quad track. Just because I'm not a big fan of flexible frame tractors. I prefer rigid frame with four-wheel steering, which is what the Zarian would give you. It's sort of that Axion, the TerraTrack Axion. Oh, that would have been a nice tractor to start with, but because I'd already decided I wanted the L-hole mower, Valtra was the tractor of choice. I really had the choice of the T or the Q. And when I looked at the transmission options, I figured, you know what, the Q is actually cheaper for the over 200 horsepower engine option if you wanted CVT. And the Q comes with CVT automatically, so yeah, we went for the Q. Okay, last one. And we can claim the contract. So 15,000, collect that, go back, and there's another 3,200, so we're at 39,000. That's not quite enough for a sprayer, but I might borrow the cash. Gonna need another, we probably need about 15,000 to buy a sprayer, so I might borrow 25,000. Should I? Or should I not? I'm saying that. Yeah, if I borrow 25,000, I could buy a sprayer and get into fertilizing some fields. But I could just deliver all the silage, and then I don't have to borrow any money, and I could fertilize all the fields. Obviously, no lease to own, so I can't lease it and then purchase it when I'm done with using it. But it's 6:30 on the farm, so good job. No traffic. Go, go, go. I think there is a mod for the Valtra S, which is the biggest Valtra. But as per my usual thing, I am more inclined to do a we've got a Valtra, we've got a Kubota. I've expressed an interest in possibly putting a case on the farm of some type, and we'll probably end up with a class. We'll definitely end up with a class forage harvester. I kind of want to go with an Agco, either a Massey Ferguson or Fendt harvester. And now that I know the fields are accommodating enough for something that big, that may be what we hold out for. And then figure out some other brands I tend not to use on the farm. Clean all this stuff off, and I forgot to clean the weight. Maybe I should do that. Well, paint scratched on that. And then we'll put the Kubota away as well. So I think in general, we've done quite nicely here. We've definitely made a little bit of money, and that's the problem. It is going to take us a while to make lots of money. Straighten that up. The trailer should turn in. And there we go. We are in the bay. Let's try and get that straightened up before we hit the back wall. Awesome stuff. I am just the best parker. So we'll turn that off. And in about 20 minutes it should start raining on the farm, which is just awesome. So the other thing, I think it was Disturbed Simulations also did a test on what does rain prevent you from doing. And if I recall the video correctly, harvesting stuff, just general harvest, is a bad plan. You will lose 50% of your yield if you harvest when it's raining. Doink, doink. But you can harvest potatoes and you can harvest sugar beets and you can forage harvest. So if it's raining and it looks like it's going, on this farm for example, we are looking at coming weather of it's going to rain from 7 o'clock tonight all the way into September 3. The entirety of October is going to be wet. Don't know about November, but the beginning of November is going to be wet. So if we get to the beginning of October and we haven't harvested all of our barley, then we can forage harvest it all the way through October, November without penalty. It's only if we use a regular harvester that it doesn't work. So we may be foraging a lot of crops as we go. But for right now, I guess we can call it here. We have used up a lot of diesel. We have 2 clamps with grass silage in them. We will be emptying one of them on September 3. I will probably not inflict that pain on you guys. We'll join the farm back when we are getting close to foraging the corn, maize, and loading that thing. It's September 2, so October 2 the second clamp's going to be empty. So what I can do is forage the maize October 1 and possibly cut the other grass field on October 2. But that's to come. I think for now I'm going to wish you all a good weekend. I need to go and have lunch, go shopping and do real world things. So for now I wish you all well and I'm out of here.